Hello again, guys. Back with some more facts. Only this time we're not going to be talking about the Valiant Thor story anymore because, again, you guys already know what I have revealed to you. And so we're now talking about Howard Menger's story, which of course had no relations to the Valiant Thor story, considering that it never had anything to do with that. The Valiant Thor story came after the fact. Okay? Hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So, the Howard Menger begins because he said that when he was 10 years old. So, listen to me for a second, okay, guys? What I believe Howard did was just like any typical con artist would do. He put a little worm on a hook with a fishing rod, and he went fishing. Okay? So, he throws out his hook by telling you this story of when he was 10 years old and he saw this beautiful blonde who was a Venusian who lived, who was like 500 years old or whatever. And that's how he grabs your attention. Because he's well-dressed, well-spoken person. See, that's how they get you. That's how they really get you. Because they don't present themselves as a bunch of idiots that don't know what the hell they're talking about, okay? Just like when people, like right now, you're watching and listening to this video of me, of course, Tavo the One. You may assume that I'm some individual who have no idea what he's talking about. Or I'm uneducated. Or, you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people don't know. When you don't know about someone and you just flat out say something that you have no idea just because I speak this way, So people might be like, well, he doesn't use these type of words here. Or, he's different here. Sometimes I say this, guys, right? The message is the most important thing to remember, okay? Now, I am going to talk about Howard Menger, of course, because I want to show you guys that the High Bridge incident had nothing to do with Valiant Thor. The Valiant Thor story came after the fact, okay? And I already told you that all these guys were Howard Menger's friends as well, okay? August C. Roberts was his friend. James Mosley, Gray Barker, they were all friends, guys. All friends. Again, it's like you have a group, right, of con artists, okay? Bear with me, guys. Let's go into the, before I come back to Howard, let me just make some examples. You got people in the psychic field, right, that they have their own code where they are not going to reveal the other guys, right? So, basically, a lot of people don't understand that the majority of so-called psychics, they are code readers. Now, you would think if they are really psychic, right, why would they need us to come out of our pockets and give them cash? When they themselves can see the future, right? So that means they can just buy a lottery ticket and make their own wealth right there, right? But the catch is this. The thing about that is the first thing that they say to you guys is this. Well, I can't see lottery numbers, but I can see the future. Man, see, that's what I'm saying, guys. It's like life is full of surprises, okay? It's like everything has to deal with psychology. If you're paying attention to things in life, you can realize that it's all about manipulations. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you out there might think that I am a die-hard skeptic. And I'm going to tell you right now that I am not. Because if you heard my videos previous to this one, you heard me say it that I do believe that we're not alone in this universe. So if I was a die-hard skeptic, that would mean that I would doubt everything completely without having an open mind. So, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that when you have people like this, like Howard Menger and Frank Ernest Stranger or George Adamski or George Van Tassel, all those guys from the 50s, okay? And others today, of course, that talk about this having contacts with UFOs and aliens and all that. What they're actually doing, they're destroying a lot of, like, let's say if we actually have people that are having these real experiences, they're messing it up for them because now they're not going to come forward because we're going to think that they're lying. But like I told you guys, if any of that stuff happened to me, you guys will hear it from me firsthand. But not just hear it, I am going to demonstrate it. Not on no TV, so you guys can see some hocus pocus stuff going on behind the scenes, where people will edit photos and, that's how it happened throughout life, people. Okay? I may be a somewhat skeptic because if you're going to show me something about being a contactee to aliens or what have you, I want to see proof. I want to see demonstrations from these so-called Venusian or Martians or Saturnians or wherever they come from in the universe, okay? And, I mean, life is just crazy, man. When you really think about it, guys, it really is crazy, okay? I don't know how people can really lie. How can they just live with themselves where they go so far as to just plain out lie to you and look at you with a straight face and be like, this is actually what happened to me. Now, of course, a lot of you didn't know that Howard Menger was told by, of course, a very professional company of their time, and I'm not sure if it still exists anymore, but the UFO alien, it was a company where they, of course, they took the UFO alien phenomenon serious, and they want to make sure to see if these people were serious about what they were claiming. Howard Menger was asked to take a lie detector test. Now, I know people doesn't really accept that because they say it's not admitted in courts, so I guess people believe that, lie detector tests may or may not help to some degrees, but some people actually do say that it really works. Howard declined when he was asked for, to validate his claims back then. He didn't want to do it. You would think if you had such a huge experience that you have everybody everywhere in America so interested in this man, because of course he was very popular in New Jersey, Highbridge. But of course they didn't know that he was making UFO drones, as I call them, in 1951. Because he shows you a model on YouTube. Obviously, when you guys see the video, you can see that he has a model standing right. He's standing right next to the model that he made. But bear in mind, people, I don't believe he just made one. I believe he made several models of the same model. Okay, several drones, and then had his father, his brother, and others fly it while he had guests at his house while he's stalking, so you got to remember that, okay? Because when people came to his house, he didn't show no demonstrations of any kind. And bear in mind also, not everyone who went to his home were believers now, okay, guys? Because just because he had people that went to his home at that particular time, that doesn't mean, I'm not talking about at that high bridge, because he did move eventually, like I told you. December 1957, he sold his home. Or rather, his dad's home. Okay, his dad's passed away in 1957 as well. And I mean, it was kind of weird because his dad and his brother, they both died in 1957. So it was kind of like a weird thing. His brother died of an auto accident. His father died of a heart attack. And so there was Howard. It was almost like after all that happened, now he didn't have the proper help he had, because they were the ones helping him behind the scenes. While people were not really paying attention to what's really happening, they're just listening to Howard's story. Oh no, I have these people, they come here, but then every time that someone would ask him, okay, can you show us these people? He would make excuses. Oh, well, they come at certain times. Okay? Or he would say, well, you came here with men with guns. Again, it's a pattern. Okay, guys? It's a pattern. It's a pattern. It's a technique used by many. Okay? On many fields, that is. It's not just the alien UFO phenomenon, because like I said, psychics also have that little method that they use. So as soon as you go to them and you doubt, automatically they say, oh, well, you too close-minded. I don't see anything, you know, because of course you're not agreeing to his or her, you know, their prediction, because you're not answering their question. So now they can't read anything from you because you're not agreeing with their code reading, you know? So anyways, like I said, guys, you know, it's more of paying attention widely. And Howard Menger, again, when he was with his first wife, Rose, as you guys already know, Rose was with all that. And of course, she lied side by side because she was his wife. You know, so she had to do what she had to do to lie. You know, so it's more like, listen, babe, we gotta agree with this, because if we don't, we can't make no finances. Okay? So anyways, they agree with each other. What happens? Obviously, Howard and Rose split. It's weird how you guys don't hear about Rose anymore, right, guys? You only hear about Connie Menger, Constance Weber. That's all you hear about. Okay? Since Howard Menger became famous, she became famous with him. You know? And Rose is like, she's just a nobody. A nobody. But of course, people have asked Rose, of course, about the story, and she says she had nothing to do with it. She want nothing to do with that story or anything. You know, you would think that, of course, because she was Howard's first wife, so you would think that she continues, you know, on her own, even though she's not with Howard at that time either, right? When they split, she could have still been going on and talked about books and stuff. You know, wrote books or had lectures, and I know, but then once again, people are going to come up and say, well, maybe she didn't want to do that. Maybe she just was afraid to come forward with that. Because again, that's the typical answer we're going to always get, right? No, the facts are that her and Howard, they split. Okay? And so now he have a new woman who, of course, consider herself a Venusian. Okay? Pay attention to the facts, guys. Because she was claiming she was a Venusian. I'm talking about Constance Weber, a.k.a. Connie Menger. And then she wrote a book called My Saturnian Lover. She's calling Howard an alien from the planet of Saturn. Okay? Something Nero. And then her, of course, she's from the planet of Venus. Another weird part was that when they were doing some, I guess they were doing some lecturing or something, and Howard was going to present a Venusian to the crowd, one of the people that were there, okay, identified Connie Menger, okay, as one of those people who was trying to portray herself a Venusian. She just happened to be there and seen that that's who Connie were in a costume. So it's possible, guys, you know, that's who he used, Connie Menger at the time, before Rose, of course. I mean, not before Rose, excuse me, while he was with Rose. Because for some reason, when he met George Van Tassel, that's when Howard Menger just became widely known, when he met with George Van Tassel. So they got together at his own home in Highbridge, and then all of a sudden, he just blew up. And obviously, you guys understand what I mean when I say he blew up. Obviously, he got widely recognized. He got a lot of celebrity status in New Jersey. Wherever he went, he was Howard Menger, the Contactee. Okay? He also went to Giant Rock, of course. You know, show some support for these bunch of idiots that claim to be from Venus or Mars or Saturn or Jupiter or the constellation of Orion, or, you know, wherever, okay? Wherever in the universe. You know, I mean, these people came up with their own brand of stuff just to get money. So when you see videos on YouTube, of course, you'll see Connie talking about that they didn't do what they did for money. Now, of course, she's going to say that because why wouldn't you be doing that for money? Now, they said they had to put a whole lot into it. Of course. Of course you have to put a whole lot into it in gimmicks and props. Of course you do. You know, you got to spend a little to get a little, right? So, for me, it's like this. The Highbridge incident had nothing to do with Valiant Thor again. I have to say that. You know, it has something to do with some long-headed Venusians, according to Howard Menger in his book, From Outer Space to You, which was promoted by, guess who, guys? Gray Barker. Like I told you guys, man, anybody associated with Gray Barker and James Mosley in the 1950s and on, listen, they're no good. It's like having your child, right, hanging with a bunch of weird influential people, people that you wouldn't want them to be influenced by. So if you surround yourself with those people, you're going to be influenced by them. Okay? And that's why I mentioned August C. Roberts again, because if you look at in the book of Howard Menger's book, you guys can see all the photographs that look so fake. Okay? I actually right here, I'm just showing them right now as you guys as I'm talking to you. You can see the photographs. They're so fake, guys. Look at those photographs. Tell me those things don't look fake to you. Over here, of course, he was with Connie Menger over here. And there's supposed to be some Venusian right here. Or right here also, a dark photograph, which you can't see clearly. But of course, this is what they're going to say, right? Oh, well, the distortion of these aliens, That's what they're going to say, guys. Okay? But then, when you talking about, now if we're talking about the Valiant Thor story again, briefly, and they're supposed to be Venusians, right? So, August C. Roberts took perfect photographs of these people. But then, you have Howard Menger making claims of his own, and he can't even give you a clear photo. But then, August C. Roberts, once again, Mr. Famous Photographer, he goes on in the bulletin where he works for and tells his boss, Gray Barker, that the photographs, those the ones you're looking at, and others, of course, that they look good. In other words, he's trying to say that they look convincing, so people can look at them and they look convincing. Is basically what he was trying to say, And then the funny part is that you will see Gray Barker, of course, the editor, the chief editor of his Solsarian bulletin, newsletter, of course. And then you see that he's talking about how other people are discrediting Howard's photographs. But then you didn't see him defend his photographer because his photographer was the one that said the photographs look good, right? You see, guys, you see, if you pay attention, guys, you will catch on to a lot of things that's happening. You just gotta pay attention to certain little details of these stories, and then you can see that they don't add up. Oh, like George Adamski's story, that he goes ahead and shows you that he's standing with the Venusian named Orthon, right? So people are gonna believe that Orthon is real because he's gonna sit there with that photo, as you can see right there, a sketch. It's not a real photo of a person that he claims is from Venus. But then you got people out there believing it regardless. Right now to this day, okay, there are people still believing in that story of George Adamski. Now remember, guys, I'm talking about Howard Menger today because all this applies to all of that in general, okay? It seems like they took this 1947, of course, which that happened to be the first time that this UFO phenomenon came out, blew up into the public mainstream, okay? But of course, we can talk about the Bible and how it talks about these supposed people flying and all this good stuff. But I'm saying, like, and not just the Bible, because of course, throughout history and other cultures, they're basically historic claims how their gods fly and stuff like that. So I'm not ruling out the possibility of anything that's outside of our solar system or in this system, you know. But again, when it deals with these people, guys, I just think that we need to open our minds and stop being so blinded to, be so quick to come out your pocket and pay these people because they're telling you something that you already know. Okay? Yeah, we're not alone in the universe. Okay. Show me proof, though. I want to see if anyone on this planet making their own claims, show me your proof. Show me your proof. I want to see. You got Craig Campabasso, of course, like I mentioned also, was Frank Ernest Strange's friend. And now he has his own brand of, now he's talking about how when he was young and Orthon and some other shit. Oh, Thyron, excuse me, not Orthon. I don't know. See, it's like me gonna sit here and try to tell you and try to fill you guys with a bunch of bull, okay? And then I'm asking you to support me by sending me some PayPal money and this over here and support me by supporting my channel and I can come up with more stuff. And no, I'm not asking for anything. And the reason I'm not is because I feel that why do we need to get money from you, right? Why do I need to get money from you just for telling you something that is free? Free information. Okay? The UFO alien phenomenon is not new anymore. We're all aware now. The majority of people in this world already believe we're not alone. But yet our governments are not going to come out, until they feel a certain time. Like I said, I believe that when they feel it's the right time to do it, they'll do it. If not, then that means they're not ready to do it because they're not going to do it. Because there's some elite force behind the governments of the world. And if they decide that that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. But the thing on the surface, like the Howard Menger story, is a hoax. Always been a hoax from day one. The George Adamski story, a hoax from day one. All these stories, guys, are all hoaxes. The majority of them anyways. And then some photographs that you see on YouTube is just people messing around with, obviously, the computer technology that we have today. So they kind of use photoshopping even easier now because we have computers now. You know how you'll show people of, let's say people of the 20s, right? And then they can Photoshop a photo where they're showing you a photograph of people in the 20s, and then they show you someone of 2017 dressed the way they dressed, and they put him in that photo, him or her in that photo, and you'll believe it. You believe it because it looks real. I'm just trying to tell you guys that there's a lot of deceivers today in this very world today. And it's very troubling. Because they want to get into your pockets for your hard-earned cash just by them lying. All those people that do lectures, have they shown any proof of their claims? No. All they keep doing is talking about it. Now, I don't want them to keep talking about it. Show me something. Don't try to show me videos of UFOs flying in the air. Okay, I don't want to see none of that. I want to see it in person. If you can show me that something is flying in the air, which of course I believe if I see it, okay, then I'll believe. But I'm not just going to be around and just believe anyone simply because they make claims, okay? I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of con artists out there. You have to open your mind and see. Stop being blinded to stuff and saying, I'm the skeptic over here. Just because I'm saying this, why does that make me a severe skeptic? I'm not a severe skeptic, hardcore skeptic. I'm not. I'm just as open-minded as all of y'all. Only I'm not quick to come out of my pocket to someone who wants to do a lecture, okay, and show me no facts whatsoever about anything of their claims. They just want to talk about it. Well, I don't want to talk about it. I want to see why you're talking about it. Show me some proof. If you claim to have technology that we don't recognize on this planet, show me. Show me. If you claim to have contact with a Venusian or Martian or whatever, show me. Show me. But I'm wrong, guys, right? I'm wrong because I'm asking these right questions that, of course, for them would be the wrong questions. I'm a complete doubter is what they're going to say. Oh, this guy's closed-minded. He's not open to this or that. Yeah, I'm not open to this or that because I'm not coming out my pocket to give it to you so you can just feed me with a bunch of bull, right? I'm just saying, guys, have an open mind about all these things. Don't just believe people simply because, you think that they sound so good at what they do in their lives. It's funny how they try to describe how good they are or how well educated they are. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're a bunch of liars. Because that's all they're doing. And Howard Menger was no exception to that. Just because people say he was a quiet man, well-spoken gentleman. Well, that's how they do it, guys. Now, if you think that he went around and start talking like I'm talking right now, do you think that he would have been accepted? No. Because, one, they would be like, damn, why is he talking so crazy? Why is he dressed this way? Like, why is he not in a suit and, speaking professionally and using these big dictionary words so people can understand him better, right? I'm telling you, this is a crazy planet. This is a crazy planet. I wonder a lot, man. Like, wow, I didn't want to say this, but I am going to say it, because sometimes I think about this creator that we have. Okay. Now, I'm not getting into religion because, of course, I believe that religion is a man-made thing. Because, of course, if you're using us as lower beings and we don't understand the higher beings, that would mean that our creator or creators are so far advanced that we can consider them aliens, right? So people are probably like, oh my God, how dare you? That's blasphemy. I don't think that's blasphemy because, you see, again, we are living in a time where we're believing everything we're told. But then, think about it. What if everything we've been told is not really what we thought it was? And it's quite the opposite. Of course, I don't believe we came from apes. Of course not. Definitely don't believe that. But then, what if we did? What if we were an experiment created by these creators, okay, in flying saucers? They come here and they did what they did, and here we are. Advanced. Not highly advanced like they are, but we are in their image. That's just a thought, guys. That's just a thought. But again, when you got people like Howard Menger and, to this day there's more, and people proclaiming to be either hybrids. You see a lot of these videos that people saying that, you can see shapeshifters here and there. Don't believe in these videos, guys. I'm sorry, but don't. Don't. All right? Because all you're seeing is some computer technicians taking care of editing, videos and stuff and showing you what they want you to see. To confuse you. To make you believe that the things that you're seeing is real. If you don't see it in person, why believe it? Here I am, a normal human being like all of you, telling you what you should believe in terms of these fucking con artists out there. That's all I'm telling you guys, is to be aware. Be aware. The things that happen in this world sometimes, I think that it's not what we think. Sometimes things happen because something is happening somewhere else, but the attention have to be drawn this way in order for them to do something over this way. Okay, so maybe Howard Menger gave us a hint when he did say something about it was a government experiment that he made, that he was told to make, to see how people would act, by telling them about aliens on Earth. How would people react? So in other words, he was telling you basically his story was a hoax. That's basically what he was saying. But of course, 30 years later, whatever, he writes this Hybrid Incident book, and now he gets back into his old times again, how he was doing it again. But then, of course, what do we know, right? What do we know? We ask the right questions. They trying to turn us away because we're asking the right questions. I need to see proof. That's all I'm saying. I need to see proof. I can sit here and make different types of claims. I could do lectures myself, right? If I wanted to. Just sitting talking about this right now. But again, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because I can do this with social media for free. So you guys can listen to everything that I'm saying. And I'm not telling you to follow me. It's not a cult. I'm just telling you have an open mind about everything. Don't close your minds out there, fellas and gals. Don't close your mind up. Your belief systems will be tested. You already know this, okay? All our belief systems will be tested. But what if God is who you thought wasn't who you thought it was? Or him or her, right? Think about that. Because that is something that in life, that's what we think about, right? You'll be like, wow, we're born and then we die. But then again, it's like we are left with unanswered questions. Answers, I mean, sorry. Unanswered questions. Yes, unanswered questions. And for us, it's hard to just continue on because I know a lot of people wonder, why does so many people die on Earth? Why? Where is God? Why so many people lie on this planet? Where is God? But again, people, I want you to understand, this is not religion that I'm talking about. Okay, we're not talking religion here because, of course, religion separates people if you pay attention. Okay? I'm just talking about Howard Menger and how all these people took it upon themselves to lie to us, to get ahead. So, of course, now they can afford the things that they couldn't afford before, right? A great car, a nice home, a nice watch, some nice clothes, right? Now they can because they've been all these years, okay, giving us straight bull and making money off of us. Because, of course, we're going to be so desperate to hear this person speak, we're going to go and see what they're going to talk about. So we're going to give them a hard-working cash. Just like those. See, it just, again, it does get me upset, people, when I'm thinking about how these so-called psychics, okay, they charge big money just to tell you nothing. Because they're cold readers. And that's the thing that gets me so mad, man, that, again, I don't know how these people could just look in the mirror and knowing that they're a bunch of fucking fake people. They can look in those mirrors and just, wow, like, I gotta wait today. I lied to these people and they believe me. The joke's on them. I really don't find that funny at all. Okay? My mother passed away 30 years ago. And if I was to be confronted by a psychic, whether he or she, they would have to prove to me otherwise who it is that I want to speak to. Because obviously, if you go, okay, to a place, this is all tied to Howard Menger. I'm just trying to show you guys an example, okay, guys? So you see me going on and then come back to Howard for that same reason. Because, again, I'm just trying to show you these techniques that these people use to get your attention. All right? And like I said, if you have a magician, he's going to fool you. He's an illusionist. But he can't do that by himself or herself without using the props. That's one. And using the people behind the scenes that are helping them to perform these illusions, right? These psychics, of course, all it takes is for that one person to come into one room full of a whole bunch of people. Obviously, someone lost someone because they're in there for a reason, right? It's psychology 101, people. It's not that hard to see that what's going on. There are a lot of people on this planet that are so cold, man. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded people. That is so fucking shameful and upsetting. But of course, like I said, these people can look straight into your face and not care one bit because they are cold-blooded individuals. Okay? But then here we are, and we're going to sit and believe all these people because they show you photographs. All these psychics want to be, oh, well, I get an L or S or an H or a Z. Stop it. You don't see shit. And I don't care what psychics out there, and they know who they are, the top names out there. They're fake. Of course they're fake. And I respect that man. I respect him. The James Randi. I don't know if he's still alive, but I respect what he did. Even though a lot of people, criticize him. Because he made good points. He did the challenge, the $1 million challenge for anyone who claimed that they got psychic abilities. Okay? And that's what we need. We need more people like that. We do. We need more people that show us all challenges for these so-called contactees. They claim that they've seen UFOs or they were abducted by aliens and stop. Show proof before you start talking in your little lectures. Before you decide to tell me that I gotta pay you over $300, if not $1,000, just to hear you speak a bunch of bull. That's not gonna happen. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys out there. Pay attention. Don't allow these people to take your money. Why not have them show you something first? A demonstration? Don't you think that works? It works for me. If anyone can show me a demonstration and I see that it's real, then I'll be like, oh, wow, that is worth the money. Then, sure, then this person is worth getting paid for because they're giving us what we want to see, right? Some real stuff. Not some fucking fake hocus pocus shit behind the scenes. Now you see, guys, how I get emotionally involved when I speak about these things because it does bother me. It does. It does. Believe it. And this is not the only thing that bothers me, guys. There's a lot of things, obviously. If you pay attention to the world, pay attention to the things that happen besides just believing in aliens and UFOs and other things, and ghost spirits, of course, afterlife, reincarnation, all these things. I'm not closed-minded to none of that stuff. I'm not. But like I said, I know you guys I started with this Howard Menger thing. And we're going to continue to talk about it. And I don't know if my video is going to end. But that's why All of this is in connection, guys, because I was trying to generalize just to bring together and show you that these people use techniques to get your attention so that you come out of your pockets and give them what they need, cash. So guys out there, and gals, thank you for listening. If you like this video, like it. Give me, subscribe if you like. You don't have to subscribe. If you don't want to, it's fine. But I am going to continue with these videos, of course. Different type of videos you guys will see me put. Of course, it's more about the alien UFO phenomenon. I would probably mention some stuff about who is God. Things like that. Because people want to know. People want to know. Wouldn't you guys want to know? So, you see me just open with the Howard Menger story. Because of course, again, I just wanted you guys to understand that the High Bridge incident had nothing to do with Valiant Thor. He had his own stuff that he was promoting. And he got famous for it. And of course, he was getting a lot of followers. And of course, a lot of people, skeptics also, of course. So it's not like there wasn't skeptics back then. Of course there were. But he didn't care about that. All he cared was the people that came and paid him money. So, it works for him, right? It works. It works for all of them. Well, guys, I'm going to close this video and I'm going to start my next one because obviously this is going to end. And I thank you all for your time. I thank you all for your time. And again, even if you don't consider me someone who's perfect in this YouTube stuff, just understand that what I say is things that I carefully research and, and decide to talk about, in a manner where we all can understand as one. Okay? So with that, I say thank you all for your time. And like I said, hit the like button if you like. Hit the dislike. Give me your opinions. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what we should talk about. I can do whatever you want. We can talk about whatever you guys want to do out there. I would not talk about missing persons and stuff like that because, of course, other people do that. But more to this here, yes, and the psychic world or the somewhat spiritual world, I'm with that also. So, with that, I'm going to close here. And again, I'm going to say thank you. I know I keep saying it, but I like this platform. I really do. I love this YouTube platform thing where there be us and we can actually reach out to people out there that are like-minded, okay? That are ready to listen, not ready to judge so quickly. Just listen, analyze, and then speak your opinion. Okay? And then you get the results that you get. Some people may not like how I talk. Some people may like how I talk. In terms of when I get emotionally involved with all this. But I don't do this to disrespect anyone. I don't. Because this is not the agenda here. The agenda here, obviously, is to have an open forum where we can all agree and maybe others out there can see that, listen, you got to show proof, man. That's all this is about. Show proof. So that's how life goes, guys. It's a matter of showing proof. Will we get to see these beings ourselves? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. We don't know when it's going to really happen. We get hints here and there. But again, it's just rumors. Some rumors may not be real. Rumors are just rumors. We decide. The future is in our hands. What we do with it, again, it's up to you. It's up to you. But just think about it for a second, people. If you were the ones having these experiences, what you would do? That's why I said, give me your opinions. Tell me, what would you do if you had contacts with these so-called alien beings that, whether they look human or not, what would you do? How would you go about it? Will you keep it to yourself because you're gonna be afraid that, of course, you're gonna be known by people, and obviously the government's gonna get your attention? Or will you bring it to the people? Again, this is something that you have to decide within you. Do you think it's right to tell the people? Or do you think that it's not right because they're not ready? Think about it. In my mind, I'm thinking, how are we not ready? Humanity is ready now. Okay? For years, we've been hearing this same thing over and over again, saying humanity is not ready. Humanity is ready now to learn the truth about aliens coming here to Earth, whether they look human or not. Okay? Humanity's ready now. Am I speaking on behalf of all humans on Earth? Maybe. But I do say that we are ready. We are ready to accept them. And if they are secret pacts or whatever it is, maybe we'll know, maybe we won't know. Who knows? But I do know that if these experiences did happen to me, I believe that, yes, I would bring it to you, because I believe that that is what I need to do. Satisfy. So people can see that it's real. I'm not going to draw sketches or show you stupid pictures. And even if I did show you pictures, I still want you to see them in person so you can see that my claims are real. Not just going to be walking around showing pictures of people and then I don't bring them to you, right? So I know I'm still talking because my video haven't ended yet. Normally I just let it end while I'm talking so it cuts me off. But yeah, I kind of feel, that this is the right thing to do, man. I think humanity's ready, and I know there's people out there that are working on that. I obviously, I'm sure you guys know too. There's people obviously out there working on to have the government reveal to us already that we are ready. And I respect all those people out there that are daily doing this for us. They're doing this for us, for humanity, because it's time. Okay, it's that time. We don't need this continued lied and lies and lies about there's no life out there. Stop lying. We already know they are out there. They're here. They're here already. And that's, it's no surprise. No surprise. So, I know here I am still here and talking because, I feel this is the right time. And maybe I covered enough for you guys. Maybe I didn't. But don't think that I'm done with the Howard Menger story because I'm not. I just wanted for people to understand that, the High Bridge incident was a complete different hoax of its own. All these guys had their own little brand. So, you guys decide. You decide whether you want to believe in what you believe in. I'm not here trying to gain any followers in terms of running a cult. I'm not a cultist. I'm just here as a normal human being, just want to spread the word to all of you so you can gain understanding, okay, that this world is this is a crazy world, people. This is a materialistic world. If you notice and you pay attention to everything around you, you notice how so materialistic people are. And it's sad. It's sad. I'm telling you, it is. Because just pay attention to the things around you, man. That's, I think that's the main key, is to pay attention to things around you. And you see that definitely a lot of things are not being answered correctly. So it's going to take people like us, like myself as well, to share with the world on YouTube, social media, and speak what you believe in.